Most people are still looking for the perfect way to make money online, but the truth is much simpler than that. In 2026, the internet is full of noise, fake opportunities, recycled advice, and business models that looked exciting a few years ago but now barely work. A lot of people are still chasing old methods because they think if something worked for someone else in 2021 or 2022, it should still work today. But that is not how the internet works anymore. The market changes fast, competition gets more brutal, and AI has completely changed what is valuable and what is replaceable. That is the real shift most people still do not understand. AI did not just create new opportunities, it also destroyed a lot of weak ones. It made basic work cheaper. It made average work easier to replace. It made low-level skills less valuable. And because of that, a lot of people who think they are building an online business are actually just entering a crowded race where everyone is selling the same thing, using the same tools, and competing for smaller margins every month. That is why so many people feel stuck. They are not lazy. They are not stupid. They are just trying to win in categories that are getting weaker, cheaper, and more crowded. And when a market becomes too crowded, it becomes hard to stand out. When it becomes too easy to enter, it becomes hard to protect profit. And when AI can do most of the basic work, then being average is no longer enough. In 2026, making money online is still possible. In fact, for the right person, the opportunity is still huge. But the rules are different now. The old dream of throwing up a random store, copying a few ads, and printing money is fading. The old fantasy of easy affiliate commissions with no real audience is fading too. The market is getting more honest in a strange way. It is starting to reward people who solve real problems, create real trust, build real systems, and stay focused long enough to become valuable. That is why almost every online income path today falls into one of four types. Either you help people save time, help people make money, build attention that can be monetized later, or create an asset that can scale without depending only on your time. Once you understand that, the internet starts looking much less confusing. You stop chasing random trends and start seeing the real structure behind online money. The first model that still makes sense is selling services that save businesses time or remove pain. This is one of the fastest ways for someone with little capital to start making money online. And the reason is simple. Businesses hate wasting time. Business owners hate repetitive tasks. They hate losing leads, missing follow-ups, dealing with chaos, answering the same questions every day, and paying employees to do things that could be done faster in a smarter way. If you can remove one painful problem, you instantly become useful. That service could be short-form content editing. It could be content repurposing. It could be AI chatbot setup. It could be lead follow-up automation. It could be appointment setting systems. It could be social media copywriting. It could be email flows for small businesses. It could be building simple internal systems using AI tools. The exact service matters less than the result. What matters is whether the business owner can clearly see the value. That is where most beginners make a mistake. They try to sell tasks instead of results. They say things like, I edit videos, I write posts, I manage social media, I do virtual assistants. But clients do not wake up wanting to buy tasks. They wake up wanting a problem solved. They want more booked calls. They want more content output. They want fewer missed leads. They want less wasted time. They want smoother operations. They want revenue to move. The more you connect your service to a painful business outcome, the more valuable you become. This is also why service businesses still survive even after AI. In fact, AI makes smart service providers stronger because now one person can do more work in less time. One person can research faster, draft faster, edit faster, automate faster, deliver faster, and serve more clients than before. That means AI is not always your enemy. Sometimes it is your unfair advantage. If you know how to use it properly, you can operate like a much bigger team without actually being one. And that changes everything, because if the average freelancer still works manually and slowly, while you use AI to speed up production and improve delivery, then your margins get better, your turnaround gets faster, and your service becomes easier to scale. This is where beginners can build real momentum. Not by pretending to be a giant company, but by becoming incredibly useful to a small number of clients. The second model that still works extremely well in 2026 is the productized agency. This is where the game starts getting more serious. A freelancer sells time. A productized agency sells a repeatable outcome. That difference sounds small, but financially it is massive. The moment you stop saying, I do custom work for everyone, and start saying, I deliver one clear result for one clear type of customer, your business becomes much easier to sell, operate, and scale. For example, instead of saying you help with content, you say you turn one podcast episode into 30 pieces of content every month for founders and coaches. Instead of saying you do AI work, you say you install an AI lead follow-up system for dental clinics that helps them recover missed appointments and convert more inquiries. Instead of saying you do marketing, you say you help CEOs grow their LinkedIn authority with a monthly AI-powered content system. Now the offer is not vague anymore. It is clear. It is concrete. It sounds like a business solution, not a random skill. This is why productized agencies are powerful. They remove confusion. They are easier to explain. They are easier to price. They are easier to fulfill. They are easier to improve. And over time, they are easier to delegate. Because if the process is repeatable, then you can build systems around it. You can train people. You can create standard operating procedures. You can use templates. You can automate parts of the workflow. And once that happens, you are no longer just selling your labor. You are building a machine. That is where online income starts moving from survival to scale. Because survival income comes from doing work. Scalable income comes from turning work into systems. A lot of people stay stuck because they never make that jump. They keep doing custom one-off jobs. Every client is different. Every project is messy. Every month feels uncertain. And because the service is too personalized, they can never truly grow. They are self-employed, not system-built. In 2026, one of the smartest moves is to choose one painful business problem, one market that clearly feels that pain, and one repeatable process that solves it. Then improve that process until the outcome becomes predictable. When the outcome becomes predictable, pricing gets easier. When pricing gets easier, sales get easier. When sales gets easier, growth becomes more realistic. The third model that still has massive upside is building an audience. This one is slower at the beginning, which is why most people underestimate it. An audience does not pay fast in the first weeks. It can feel slow, invisible, and frustrating. You make content, post consistently, and sometimes it feels like nobody cares. But that is exactly why audience building becomes one of the strongest assets online, because most people quit before the compounding starts. Attention is leverage. Trust is leverage. Distribution is leverage. If people know you, trust you, and repeatedly consume your content, then selling almost anything becomes easier. You can sell services, you can sell products, you can launch software, you can create a paid membership, you can build a newsletter, you can bring traffic into other businesses, you can attract opportunities that never come to people with no audience. This is the deeper reason why content matters so much now. It is not just about views, it is not just about being famous, it is not just about ego. Content is how modern businesses build trust at scale. Before, you needed meetings, offices, travel, and time to build credibility. Now one video can build trust with thousands of people while you sleep. One strong brand can create demand before the product even exists. One good YouTube channel can become a traffic engine for years. That is why content is not optional anymore for people who want serious leverage online, especially in business, finance, education, software, consulting, and B2B categories. The people winning today are often not the best hidden operators. They are the operators who also understand distribution. They know that even a great product struggles if nobody sees it. But a strong audience creates momentum, attention, partnerships, and inbound deal flow. For faceless channels, this is even more interesting, because you do not need a giant studio, expensive camera setup, or complicated personal brand. You need strong ideas, smart packaging, consistency, and a style that people remember. If the information is useful and the presentation is clean, Faceless content can build a serious audience, and once that audience exists, it becomes one of the most powerful online assets you can own. An audience also protects you from being too dependent on platforms you do not control. If your content leads people into an email list, a community, a product ecosystem, or a recurring offer, then your business becomes stronger. You are no longer just renting attention. You start converting attention into owned relationships. That is where the real power begins. The fourth model is the hardest, but also the biggest. This is building scalable assets. This could be software, it could be micro SaaS, it could be digital tools, it could be a media brand, it could be a licensing business, it could be a paid research community, it could be a content-driven business that feeds other businesses. The exact asset can vary, but the logic is the same. You are building something that can produce value repeatedly without needing your direct labor every single time. This is where wealth starts separating itself from income, because income is what you make, wealth is what you own. A person can make good money every month and still be trapped if that money stops the moment they stop working. But someone who owns a real asset has leverage. They have something that can keep producing, keep selling, or keep attracting opportunities beyond daily effort. That is why services are often the beginning, not the end. Smart people use services to generate cash flow, then reinvest that cash flow into systems and assets. They use services to learn the market, understand pain points, build client relationships, and see what people are already willing to pay for. Then they build a product, tool, or scalable system around those insights. This is one of the most realistic paths to real online wealth. For example, someone who runs an AI automation service might notice that the same problem keeps appearing across clients. Instead of manually solving it forever, they could build a tool around it. Someone who builds a finance audience may later launch a paid community, a niche newsletter, templates, or software. Someone who runs a content agency may eventually create internal workflows and sell them as licensed systems. This is how a lot of modern online businesses evolve. They start with labor, then move toward leverage, and leverage is the word that matters most. The people who build serious online wealth are not just working harder, they are stacking leverage. They use AI leverage, audience leverage, system leverage, code leverage, capital leverage, or media leverage. The more leverage you build, the less your income depends on your direct hours. That is when business becomes much more powerful. The problem is that most people never stay in one lane long enough to get there. They are constantly switching. 1 month, they are obsessed with dropshipping, then affiliate marketing, then crypto, then UGC, then AI agencies, then newsletters, then YouTube, then some new trend. They keep resetting before any real compounding happens. And because of that, they confuse movement with progress. This is one of the biggest reasons people fail online. Not because there are no good opportunities, but because they never stay with one good opportunity long enough to become dangerous. They keep searching for an easier path instead of staying on a strong one. They want certainty before commitment, but certainty usually comes after commitment, not before it. That is why focus matters more in 2026 than almost any tool. The market is loud. Opportunities are everywhere. Advice is everywhere. New AI tools appear every week. New business models look exciting every month, and that creates a dangerous illusion. It feels productive to keep exploring. It feels smart to keep researching. It feels safer to keep waiting for the perfect thing. But in reality, constant switching destroys momentum. The real advantage belongs to people who pick one valid model, learn it deeply, improve it consistently, and stay in the game long enough to let compounding work. The person who spends 1,000 days on one smart path usually beats the person who spends 10 days on 100 random trends. Because mastery, trust, systems, and brand all require time. You cannot rush compounding. And that is the core truth behind making money online in 2026. It is not about finding a magical secret. It is about choosing a model that still has demand, tying it to a real painful problem, using AI to move faster and cheaper, building content for trust and distribution, and eventually turning income into assets. That is the game. Not easy, but clear. If someone is starting from zero, The smartest move is usually not trying to build a giant empire on day one. It is starting with a useful service that businesses will actually pay for, learning how to sell outcomes, learning how to communicate value, learning how to deliver consistently, and learning where the real demand is. That alone can change everything. Because once the first money comes in, confidence changes, perspective changes. The internet stops feeling fake and starts feeling real. Then the next stage is improving that service into something more repeatable. Better positioning, better niche, better systems, better tools, better packaging, better delivery. That is how a freelancer becomes an agency. Then the next stage is building content around that expertise so trust can compound and opportunities can start coming inbound. And finally, the long game is using all of that knowledge, cash flow, and distribution to build an asset that scales. This is why the internet still creates millionaires. But not in the lazy way people imagine. Not through random hacks. Not through shallow trends. Not through copying surface-level tactics. Real money online still exists, but it usually flows to people who become useful first, trusted second, systemized third, and scalable last. That is also why weak business models are dying. If something is easy to copy, easy to replace, and easy for AI to do almost instantly, margins collapse fast. And once margins collapse, the dream disappears. But if you are attached to real outcomes, real trust, and real systems, then the game changes. You become harder to replace. You become more valuable. And value is what the market keeps paying for. So the real question is not whether money can still be made online in 2026. It can. The real question is whether you are building in a category that is getting stronger or weaker. Are you building something that saves time, makes money, builds trust, or creates leverage? Or are you entering another crowded lane where everyone looks the same and nobody has an edge? Because at the end of the day, the online world is becoming more competitive, but also more honest. Weak models are getting exposed faster. Strong models are becoming more obvious. Serious people are building systems. Distracted people are chasing hype. And the gap between those two groups is getting bigger every year. The winners will not be the loudest people online. They will not be the people trying every new trick. They will be the people who picked a real lane, stayed with it, got better every month, used AI intelligently, built distribution around their work, and eventually turned effort into leverage. That is the formula now. You do not need to do everything. You need to do the right thing long enough. Start with what solves a real problem. Use AI to move faster, build trust in public, turn skills into systems, turn systems into assets, and keep going long enough for the compounding to show up. Because the future does not belong to people who chase every opportunity. It belongs to people who build the right machine, then keep improving it until the market has no choice but to notice.